live. Who's live with me now? Give me a second, please. I'll be back in a moment. Just a little moment. One second. Put my chat room here. There you go. You can hear me a little bit. Okay, is it better now? Let me test it here. There you go. You guys hear me? Or should I pump the volume? Better now? How about now? Testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's too loud. Okay, give me a second. Testing now. 1 2 1 2. Is it better now? There we go. Alright, saving. Alright. Oh, by the way, yeah, there you go. By the way, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rainy. Happy birthday to you. Hey! So yes, our big boy is turning. How old are you turning now, Rainy? How old are you now? Still a man? Are you a boy or a man now? You still a boy? It's good to hear that it's your birthday. It's a birthday boy. 16. There you go. Soon he's getting older and older. Yeah. Happy birthday. How are you celebrating your day, big man? How are you celebrating? Yeah, now he can get a driving license. Look at that. Before, you know, time goes far. Before we know it, he will be a full man now. I'm really happy for you, man. I hope you had a really fantastic time today. There you go. So how's it going? Good to see you though. I'm really happy to have you here. There you go. Well, you know what? You're not in a rush. I also got my my latest driving license just recently. For when I was living in China, actually I didn't have one. I didn't have any driving license. I didn't really need to drive. I haven't driven in a long while until I returned. So yeah. Well, anyway, good to know. Good to see. Glad that you are celebrating. So how you guys going, by the way? I know Herbs have been you've been a little bit busy or also a little not inspired, or so how's the things? I mean, I haven't talked to you guys in a very long while. I apologize in advance. As I said, it was a little bit hectic on my side. Yeah, it looks good, isn't it? So yeah, this is a commission. So yeah, this is a paid stage. It's a really nice concept, really nice idea. So you want to get a bowling alley. The hardest bit is the needs to get this, you know, the perspective. The perspective is really the hardest bit. This is just the minimal bits that I just need to fix. But yeah, this is a concept that I got paid for. It's pretty nice. As you can see, I'm not using many resources. I mean, other assets from other games. I mean, a few things in and there. For example, like some of these textures, but they're minimal. I mean, you cannot never tell which game is it anyway. So for example, just for like lamps and stuff, but like 99% of this stage is going to be custom made. So this is why I'm getting the big box. So this is an indie project. Yeah, it does happen though. It does happen sometimes. I mean, we just had a hiatus, and then yeah, we don't really feel like doing anything. It happens. That's normal. Absolutely, completely, and totally normal. So it's fine. Hard. But I think it looked good. Well, we still have work to do. I mean, we still have a lot of projects to finish up, right? But I guess as I was mentioning by Romeo, sometimes it's also about, sometimes you just have to have the feel. And yeah, it's sometimes very difficult to get motivation, or sometimes busy. You know how it is. Hopefully this bit will be easier. I'm gonna be doing merge afterwards anyway. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna be merging anyway, fuck that. Oi! Cyber's back. Cyber's back. Welcome back, boy. So I didn't know, as Rainy here was telling me, it's his birthday, so say happy birthday to Rainy. It's birthday time. So what was the comments? As I read, yeah, I didn't get to see it. A roller skating rank? Oh, okay. Okay. Color me interested. Sounds good. Okay, let's play the next track, which is one of the best tracks. Ah, because it's the extended ones. Just like that, it doesn't need to put more detail because it's already too far away. So what was the comment you were about to say, Cyber? It happens, it happens. This track is so awesome. So as I was mentioning in the group, in the other group, I'm thinking, and I might need to do a patch of Hunter, but like changing some tracks because, well, as I was mentioning, back in the day we didn't worry about copyright YouTube bullshit. So a lot of people make streams of the game and they are having issues because, well, you know, YouTube has been an ass. Yes, fuck you, I know I'm broadcasting here, but fuck you Google and fuck your stupid policies of copyright. So you can go and chew on a fat dick. I don't care if I am not being monetized. I mean, yeah, you don't give me any fucking sense for what I'm saying, so you stick a phone and chew a fucking dick. I don't give a damn. But yeah, I might need to curate some tracks that, you know, that they might have copyright issues. So yeah. That could be great. That could be great. Like something like that, like beating up people. That could be fucking hilarious. Fuck. Track is fire, and I guess you must agree with me on this. This track is one of the best tracks from Tekken. No, he just used a few tracks as Diceferno. Kitsch is fantastic. The problem with Kitsch, and this is one of the things I was mentioning, is that I was using it in one of the live streams, and it got fucking copyrighted claimed by some douchebag piece of shit. I don't know, whatever it was. But yeah, it tried to give me a freaking strike, and I just fought back, and I said like, fuck you, this is from Namco, and this is under fair usage. I mean, he used a sample, one of the samples of Kitsch, of the beach area of Tekken 4, and this fuckface wanted to copyright claim my stream. So like, nah, go fuck yourself. Please kindly go fuck yourself, because I don't plan to. So I put a dispute, and yeah, I won. So you still think it's my ass? No, Kitsch is yeah, it's badly spelled. Kitsch. It's a German word, if I remember correctly. So see, this is the hardest part of this stage. Horizontal. This was the hardest bit. So now that I finished doing this, we just go copy pastel, and there you go. Look. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the layout of the bowling alley. Remind me, Nintendo doesn't copyright claims for gameplay videos. Ah yeah, fuck Nintendo. Nintendo, their lawyers, like, yeah, they call the friggin' bean can. Yeah, they're a bunch of fast wipes. I mean, I haven't bought a single game from Nintendo in, I don't know, since Super NES era time. So yeah, I don't really give a shit about them anymore. I mean, I've been tempted to buy myself a Switch, but now knowing how how it is, like, nah. I mean, I have a PC, I can play a lot of games here, and not really crazy for the exclusives. Although they have a couple of things that are interesting, I mean, like the Zeldas. But besides that, nah. I mean, I'm not really too hot for Nintendo. I know, I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Fuck. I don't know, yeah, Nintendo fucked up big time since, I guess, and I stand to it. Nintendo stopped being cool since the Nintendo 64 era. When it was the Super Nintendo, the Super NES, it was everything we wanted, everything. Like, they had the licenses of all the arcade games back in the day. They were the cool guys. I mean, even Sega was really having a hard time, and it was a great competition. Not gonna lie. I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, it was still. Give me a second. I want to do something because I fucked up. They were cool when they were in the Super Nintendo time. It was pretty cool, indeed. Shit. But then it came Nintendo 64. When they turned down the Super NES project, we were there. I was there in that time. We were like, yeah, you know, the project for the Super NES and the Super NES CD. It was a concept that in the end, after Nintendo said like, nah, fuck no, we're gonna keep using cartridges. And this is how the Sony PlayStation came to life. Yep, that was a very bonehead movement from the side of Nintendo. They just fucked up big time, and they made this mediocre console, the Nintendo 64. Because I still remember back in the day, I was a big Nintendo fanboy back in the day. Let me tell you, I always supported Nintendo over Sega back in the day, believe it or not. I mean, I love both. I still love Sega, I'm not gonna lie, but I still preferred Super Nintendo in those days. I mean, I was still a kid, but then it was coming up the announcement of the Super NES CD. It even had a demo of Final Fantasy VII. The concept of Final Fantasy VII for the Super NES CD. Final Fantasy VII, and you guys know that Final Fantasy VII is, without a question, the most important RPG in the history of modern game. Like it or not, this is what it is. I mean, I still prefer Tactics and Final Fantasy VI, but Final Fantasy VII became one of the best modern 3D RPGs. And they even made a demo for the Super NES CD. So they decided to say, nah, fuck you, we don't want to keep doing this. And Sony said, okay, we will make our own console. And here's the history of Sony and PlayStation. And that's because Nintendo was a big bunch of asswipes. They fucked up big time. Because, I mean, you know, Squaresoft was a solid supporter of Nintendo. I mean, they had two of the best 16-bit RPGs of all time. I mean, Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger. And then they just decided to, nah, fuck you. We think I want a policies. Right, okay, so this is the main layout. I'm thinking this will be tricky, but might work. I'm gonna be using, what is this? Let me see. No, I'm gonna be using this. So yeah, that's basically the story of how Nintendo fucked up big time. They had if they knew what they had in their hands with the Nintendo 64. With the Super NES CD, they had a gold mine. They had a gold mine. And they let it go. They just decided to say, no. Nintendo 64, you have to admit, guys, it was a very mediocre console. I tried to like it. I tried to really to feel it in some ways. No, it was mediocre at best. It wasn't a great console. It wasn't. I mean, it had some good games. I mean, Mario Kart, Mario 64, blah blah blah, right? I mean, still had a couple of classics, but it wasn't a great console. It wasn't. I mean, compared with the Super Nintendo, the Super NES, it fell short. I don't know if you guys don't agree with me. I don't expect you to agree with me, but I believe it is. I mean, I was there in that era. We are adding depth on these parts. No, I didn't buy it, but I play with it because in that time I was working in I was working in a video game shop. That was my job. So I get to test each and every freaking game. So yeah, it was good though. I mean, I had a blast. I mean, when I was working there back in the day, yeah, it was freaking cool. So I tested a lot of games from Nintendo 64. And I mean, for example, I guess one of the biggest disappointments I had was Castlevania. You know, in that time, talking about 1997, we got the best Castlevania game ever made, and you know what I'm talking about, which is Symphony of the Night. I was in love with that game. I mean, that game took Castlevania to another level, right? I mean, it was not only Rondo of Blood, it was Symphony of the freaking Night. Took the game into another level. A lot of people still consider one of the best Castlevanias ever made. It was a fantastic game, it was beautiful. So when they were announcing Castlevania 64, we were like, wow, it's gonna be fantastic, it's gonna be in 3D, they might have some elements from Symphony of the Night. Yeah, fuck you. It didn't. It was a fucking nice mediocre piece of shit game. It was awful. I mean, the controllers didn't really were not responsive whatsoever. I mean, it was messy. It was a pretty messy game. It was pretty awful. Castlevania 64 was shit. I didn't really enjoy it at all. I mean, the camera was a pain in the ass. When they brought the next version, the one with the werewolf, was slightly better, but it didn't have the game was far from the magic. I mean, the environmental style, you know, that it was Symphony of the Night. You know, Symphony of the Night was it had a very unique, beautiful ambience that no, it wasn't comparable in any way possible. The music, all this Victorians backgrounds, you know, they make you feel that you really wanted to be in the friggin' castle with blood, you know, with Dracula. Like, yes, you know what? Looks gorgeous. That was the vibe that you used to get, right? But now it was long. I mean, the one in Nintendo 64 didn't have this one. The Super NES got the Super Game Boy, and then Game Boy supporting the system was only for developers. So what we're gonna see. I don't know. Neither did I. I mean, it was absolutely incompatible for so many reasons. Yeah, was shit. Really, no, I didn't really enjoy it. As I said, I cannot deny there were some good bangers. There were still good games. There were still a couple of really good games worth playing a little bit. I mean, for once, I used to kick some major asses in Mario Kart, and I took a lot of people to school. A lot of people were schooled by yours truly in the arts of Mario Kart, which I believe was one of the best things. I mean, I love the Super NES version of Mario Kart, but the 64 was beautiful. It kind of fit the style. The Zeldas also were pretty good. Zelda games were also pretty good as well. Not gonna lie. They had a couple of good things in there. I mean, Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time were pretty good bangers. They were great games. I mean, denying that those games were great, that could be freaking stupid. Well, at least, well, glad that you made it. Glad you made it, Rainy. I'm really happy you came to celebrate a little bit with us. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And happy birthday, big boy. Now you are a big boy. Now you're getting cooler, even cooler, and bigger and better. Yay! I hope you have a fantastic time. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. So I guess now with the adding these steps in the lanes looks cooler. Yeah, well, and not to mention, of course, that Nintendo itself has been a little bit anal regarding emulation, and it's really been putting a lot of difficulties to any developer to do this and that. So this is why many people still don't like them. Okay, I'm liking how the layout is looking like so far. Yeah, this is one of the biggest problems with Nintendo. They're still super out of touch with how things work. No, okay, hold on. Let's make it here. There you go. This is just a lot, placeholder. But yeah, Nintendo 64 for me was a flop. I mean, it was nowhere as cool as the Super Nintendo was. Right, also, you know, in those days, it was all about arcade games, right? We all loved arcade games. Arcade games was what really made the industry a lot, and one of the things that make things extremely cool, right? I mean, we all loved the arcades. So the thing about that, for us in that time, I mean, the guys who loved the arcade games, like us, it was a big deal. It was an extremely big deal that, give me a second, stroke. So for us, it was the biggest thing ever. I mean, the Super Nintendo, in that time, the arcades, because I mean, we always wanted the thing about the for us, I mean, arcade players were like, yes, you know, we're gonna be having, we can play our arcade games at home. That was the shit, you know. That was one of the things we all wanted. Like, fuck yes! Right? And then, very few games came from the arcade. I still remember, one of the things that really pissed the fuck out of me is that when they were making the presentation of Nintendo 64, which was what they call it, the infamous Project Reality, which were basically they were using silicon graphics computers that was supposedly to be the Nintendo 64, and this is when it comes to the concept of Killer Instinct, if you remember. So they were telling us that games with the quality of the Killer Instinct games, with it wasn't real 3D. It wasn't real 3D, but still, I mean, there was a lot. No, yeah, you're gonna have games who're gonna be like this, blah blah blah. Killer Instinct 1 never came to the Nintendo 64. It came, the arcade version of Killer Instinct 2 was pretty nice, but I mean, the arcade version was still, I was in love with the arcade version. The Nintendo 64 version of that one, of the Killer Instinct, which was Killer Instinct Gold, was the name of it, if I remember correctly. That was shit. It was shit. It was absolutely shit. And I was pissed off about it, but pissed off, because it was nowhere near as the awesomeness that they were promising us. Killer Instinct Gold was in some ways there were a bit better bits, but in general it wasn't as great as the Nintendo 6 as the arcade version. It was crap. I was super pissed off, like really pissed off that they give us something so shitty in those days. So yeah, for us, we didn't get any fucking arcade, proper arcade game that we really loved. It was mediocre. Let's be honest, it was just mediocre. Oh fuck. I need to. This thing is. I need something brighter. Shit, where do I? Yes, that's it. They tried to impress too much with graphics, but even the graphics were like meh. Now Sega is another story. Sega's another story, and it's a very sad story. I mean, they tried several things, right? Like, for example, what is the name of this game? This console, of course, 32X. Then the CD, Super NES, the Sega CD. At least they were trying, but the thing is, they put way too much money on that. Like, they should have just waited and make us a more solid console, because the best thing they ever did, and I guess all of you should, most of you guys should agree, is they made a beautiful console with the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was gorgeous. Was a masterpiece. It was clean. It was beautiful. It was great. It was for me, it's one of the greatest consoles of all time. I need some neon colors. Yeah, and the thing about also what really fucked up too much about Nintendo is that they cut off a lot of third parties. Like, they were extremely restrictive, and they were a bunch of assholes regarding their the licensing and stuff. They were jerks. They were real jerks, and they didn't give enough freedom to creators to really develop so much into their consoles. There was a lot of red tape, a lot of demands, a lot of censorship. So when Sony said, like, you know what, come with us. We have more freedom. You can do whatever you want. We don't have age restriction. You are a developer. Fuck. If you're a developer, yeah, you have definitely, like, you're open to do whatever you want to do. So yeah, this is one. It was one of the most beautiful things that they did. Is like they were definitely more open, more willing to let developers do whatever they want, and this is why PlayStation it is what it is. And probably, I mean, this is pretty a lot of the big argument that a whole lot of the people have is like, shit, that Nintendo was way too restrictive in the way they managed their consoles and their third parties. On the most of the third parties, arcades, I mean Capcom, SNK, you know, because I mean, also that's one of the things that a Nintendo 64 didn't have. It didn't translate well to use 2D. It was awful to make 2D ports. And as you can see, there were almost none 2D games, very few 2D games on Nintendo 64, and many of them were clunky. For example, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which the Nintendo 64 version was pretty clunky, right? And it was one of the very few fighting games it has. I mean, it was the late 90s, I mean middle to late 90s. It was, the fighting games were still king. You wanted to have a big success in the video game industry, you have to have a solid fighter like Street Fighter. We never saw a Street Fighter in Nintendo 64. I mean, the only things we had, it was the Killer Instinct, and as I mentioned, it was pretty jank. And we had the Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which also jank, broken as fuck. So yeah, I guess that's the thing. The library was pretty lackluster, and they wanted to go more into, you know, we all have our exclusive games, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, and then you got PlayStation. They had Sony, and they started to port all the King of Fighters, all the Street Fighter games, Darkstalkers. And they even developed one of the best 3D fighting games, the thing we're just listening right now, Tekken. Yes, we never got a Tekken in Nintendo 64. We didn't even get a Virtua Fighter, which was the father of the 3D games, or a proper 3D fighting game, right? Let's be honest, we didn't get that. So that's what I still think. Nintendo 64 was a shitty ass console. I know it's a lot of argument. I mean, there's a lot of argument with that. There's of course the Nintendo fanboys who are gonna be right now they're gonna be extremely pissed off or whatever I'm saying. But hey, that's the truth. But yeah. Once again, things change, everything is fine. So right now perhaps you're wondering, what the fuck am I doing? What I am doing right now is gonna be a neon version. I mean, like a neon signing. It's gonna be some bowls, like the bowling. The ball, stroke, but yeah, there's a lot of argument regarding that. But yeah, that's why I'm not really a fan of Nintendo 64. I feel myself betrayed. That could be some word for that. Yeah, I mean, me as an arcade player, an arcade gamer, for me, arcades, it was what really mattered. And then having the console versions and that, I mean, that transition of the 90s was pretty cool. It was pretty nice. So Nintendo 64 neglected that, and then just PlayStation started doing this. Then Sega kept doing that, and then they brought the Dreamcast. Oh, it's so beautiful. I mean, we got the most advanced Capcom games, right? We got the Marvel superheroes. I mean, Marvel Capcom 2, Project Justice. Oh my god, the Dreamcast version of that was so awesome. It was freaking fantastic. I remember you said you didn't like the GameCube either. Oh yeah, another one. I mean, it was basically following up the same shit of the... I mean, the concept they had for the Nintendo 64. I mean, it was just a follow-up. But another mediocre console as well. The Wii was slightly better, but I mean they had too much competition. I mean already they had the Xbox. They had the PlayStation 2, which I believe is one of the greatest console of all time. So they had a lot of good stuff, right? And I mean there were no better options. It wasn't like Sega and Nintendo. Sega by that time it was already, sadly, was already dead or dying. But they better become a developer, which still was fine though. I mean, I still like it as developers. I mean, they still brought some great games like Jet Set Radio, you know. Yakuza, of course, the fucking Yakuza. So yeah, that's one of the things that I loved most was that precisely that. That time, especially for the PlayStation 2 era, it was another thing. It was stroke. I'm gonna be using green. Ah yeah, shovelware. Oh yes, that's a thing. I mean, they had a cool concept. The Wii still had a good concept going on in there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they still had a couple of few things, good ideas that they might have been worked on. But yeah, no, they were nowhere near on the competition of the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. Actually, the Xbox competition was rather, how can I say, surprising. Nobody could expect it that Microsoft would be doing a great job with Xbox, and to date, I mean, it's still a pretty solid console. I mean, like it or not, this is what it is. It's still a solid console. But still, I mean, Nintendo has, I mean, until right now with when they finally developed the Switch, they were again back to become, you know, competitive in the console market, because the Switch is finally looking a little bit more decent. It's still underpowered compared with the Xbox S Series or the PlayStation 5. But now, I mean, the concept of being not only, I mean, it's a handheld, but also it's a console. So that was a pretty good concept. So I guess this is what has still really brought this console to be a little bit more respectable. And yeah, I have to say once again, I was still tempted to get me a Switch, but I'm like, nah. Nintendo still can suck my dick. I'm no longer a Nintendo fanboy anymore. Leave that when I was 15-year-old, just like Rainy. But yeah, this is what I said. Like, I was still liking more all the attempts that Sega did. As I said, the Dreamcast is beautiful. It's beautiful. It was so ahead of its time. It was one of the first consoles who had actual proper online gaming. And oh yeah, it was gorgeous. The Dreamcast, I still believe, is a masterpiece. I should have. I mean, it would be me returning back in time in a machine. I would have said, you know what, Sega, stay for a little bit, stay put, and the concept you're keeping for the Dreamcast, wait for it, and put all the money on it. The Dreamcast is the future. I'm sure they would have been more successful, because it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful console. In all ways possible. I can understand not playing this one. Yeah. I mean, and they are finally start to port some games for the Switch. I mean, like some bestsellers for the consoles. I mean, the big console, they start to port stuff, but it's still like low quality. For example, Mortal Kombat 11, it was hilariously low. It was hilarious. The port was horrible. I don't know if you have seen the pictures. It's seriously meme material. It was awful. But at least they're trying, and they say also they want to port. They ported Red Dead Redemption, which is fine. I mean, Red Dead Redemption is beautiful, but the Switch is still they're still two generations behind. I mean, that's in technology. They're 2 generations behind. I mean, they are porting PS3 era version, PS3 era games, and the ones who are a little bit more modern, they look like PS3. But this is still, I mean, I guess this is what it is. Nintendo, right now, the market has been more for casuals. Like, you know, family people who are gonna be just playing for a little bit, you know. Something a little bit more. They still cannot get GTA 4. And GTA 4, mind you, it's a hard game to port. It has so much going on in that game that even the PC version is not fully optimized. Hold on a second. Let me do something. This is still not fully optimized. The PlayStation, the PC version of it. Alright, if I'm moving, I need to cut. Gotta be cutting all this, so let's put in another layer. I guess it's gonna be running it. Because it's like the impact of the bowling with the bowling pin, you know what I mean? This one. But I knew something like this would happen. No, it's fucked up. Nah. No, I better redo it. So that's a problem. I mean, Nintendo, they are still mediocre. They're still mediocre. I know, but yeah, it's like They haven't done anything cool since. Alright. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, even GTA 4 had a hard time to be ported on PC. And yeah, but it's still a fantastic game whatsoever. I mean, it's still for me one of my all-time favorite games ever. GTA 4 and the episode from Liberty City. This is still, for me, it's still one of the best games ever made. I even like it a little bit more than GTA 5. I mean, in certain technicalities, I still prefer I still prefer GTA 5 on GTA Online. But in general, the ambience, the style, the mechanics and stuff, I still like GTA 4 better. Okay, not this track, but let's go with the next one. Nina. But anyways, so these are hot takes. You know, a lot of people might be agreeing, might not. Not that I really care too much. But Nintendo's still not going to get any of my money unless they put up the game and make another console like the Super Nintendo ever was. To this date, I still believe that Super Nintendo is one of the greatest consoles of all time. I mean, everything was so easy. They put a lot of love, a lot of third parties. You can get trying to get the arcade games into the home ports. Of course, it was a little bit underwhelming in some way. I mean, of course, with the limitations, but they were still great games, you know. And there were some exclusive beat 'em ups, for example, Final Fight 2, Final Fight 3, right? We still wanted a CPS version of it. But anyways, alright. This is gonna look fun. I mean, I saw this kind of sign somewhere. I forgot where. But it's like a neon. It has the bowling ball hitting some pins, bowling pins, and it was in a neon. So when I saw that and they were commissioning this, I was like, hey, now I know what to do as a background to make it look cooler, make it like a full animation. I mean, you're gonna be animated. And I'm using the Streets of Rage neon colors. Hey Don, which console design do you like better, the Super NES or the Super Famicom? Hard question. Both are awesome. I like both. I like both of them. I like both of them. They're beautiful in its way. The Famicom has a very sleek. I like the slick design of the box. So it has a very, you know, a little bit more rounded. It was really nice. However, the Super NES, it was like it has two of my favorite colors. I mean, it had purple and it had gray, and I still like the color distribution of both of them. I mean, the power and the reset button was really nice. I mean, it was laid up. So both are fantastic designs. I like both of them. I cannot choose any of them. I like both of them. You didn't like too much the Super NES version, the Super NES console. I love it. I mean, both design-wise, both were pretty solid. But yeah, I mean, as what you were mentioning, right? To each their own. I know, yeah, a lot of people is like that. I mean, like, but they were different times, you know. At that time, it was like Americans or the American market. They always wanted to make things super different from the Japanese counterparts, and they brought a lot of issues, right? I mean, it's not like today that we will accept a game 100% as it is in their original Japanese form, right? I mean, there were still a lot of red tape when they were to make any form of how can I say, the localization, right? When they were trying to localize the games, or fucking make a stupid things, a lot of stupid things. Alright, it's time to do the points. How am I going to supposed to do this? I'm gonna be doing something interesting. I'm gonna be moving around a little bit. I will see if I can full selection. Okay. Oh, hold on. I didn't measure. I needed to measure the 3880. Yeah, 3880. That's the size of it. And then let me do the transfer selection. Right. And then let's choose yellow. There you go. Let's use this one. Stroke. There we go. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. No. Look, it's gonna be look a little bit odd now. I'm gonna be cleaning up. Oh shit! Wait, what's one? This is the only thing I really don't like when doing this kind of transfer. This is why sometimes I prefer to do these changes manually, because see how awful they do the transformation. Looks horrible. So sometimes when I do this, I'd rather make this by hand. Look at this. Shit, this is awful. I need to clean up all these sprites. This is awful. So anyways, what you been up to, Cyber? Tell me more. We haven't seen in a while. So you were mentioning, I mean, of course I don't mean to pry, but you were mentioning that you were having some issues with a cousin of yours. You don't mind sharing what happened? I mean, of course, I mean, if it's too sensitive, you know, it's alright, I understand. But otherwise, I mean, if you want to share, you know, I'm all ears. What happened to her? What happened with her? I mean, as I said, if it's too sensitive and you don't want to share, I fully understand. It's fully understandable, so it's all good if you don't. Now, yeah, we're cleaning up this. It's getting a lot better. I guess you guys now, you might have an idea what I'm trying to do. So I'm making the pins, and yeah, I will be making some extra designs. So she arranged to get together with my brother and I, but she didn't come through with her plans, and I got really upset and I snapped at her. Okay. Happens in this situation, happens a lot sometimes. So are you willing to, you know, to go on a little sit, to have a sit on her, you know, like trying to arrange this? I think it could be really nice. It could be really nice if you can arrange things, you know. It was just via text, so everything was text messages. I mean, if it wasn't really serious, I think I think it can be solved. I don't know how. I mean, how do you get together with her? And different family. I mean, families arrange things different in their way. I mean, it's not like some people see things from different perspectives, and you know, some get angry. I mean, but some people really hate their family members a lot. So, but I don't know how close you guys are. So if it's worth, you know, trying to fix this out. There you go. Okay, okie dokie. Now let's do the stroke. Alright. I hope she's not I mean you guys can find a solution for this. That could be really great. That could be great if you guys can fix this up. You know what? Don't do this by text. Give him a call and try to arrange this in face-to-face. You know, invite her a coffee or lunch or something. I mean, if you really care, of course. And try to do this face-to-face. This kind of situation is better. You can arrange face-to-face. Put all things on the table. Shut up the stuff. I mean, if you need to apologize, it feels more hard, you know. It's better to find it's a lot easier to find a resolution when you see things face to face. I mean, it's a lot easier to put the perspectives and share things. I mean, like, it's a lot difficult thing to hide. I mean, because by text, well, you know what, a lot of people just rather ignore or something, you know. But face to face is a lot easier to settle things. Oh, so you're not in Cali anymore? I remember the last time we were talking in a live. You were moving to Cali, or you moved there. No, but she is. Alright. Well, I just hope that there could be a way for you guys to make amends. I mean, you already tried to settle things. Well, you know, now it's the ball is on her court. That's the thing. So, guess you cannot do much about it. So this is my attempt as a little bowling pin. I hope it works. I mean, looks good. Let me finish this up. Fuck. Alright. Well, thing is this, I mean, that was also running away. I don't know, I mean, for what it's worth, right? But you should at least keep trying and stay in there and do your best to, you know, you should at least try to stay and make a good living. I mean, and if you fucked up, it was not just to go back. I mean, it could be just idea to stay and, you know, keep doing your thing. And as you were mentioning, I mean, you were still having a couple of issues with some relatives, because the rest of your family, you say, like, you are not getting along with. So I guess it was worth it just to try to make amends and staying there and do your best. But well, that's just me, right? I mean, don't take it too hard. I know you messed up, but, you know, I just hope you can find a way just to, you know, to settle down, talk again, and start over again, right? I mean, especially if you think you were a little bit unfair in the way you were saying things. I don't know. Just make sure that you really are sorry. I mean, it's just me, right? I mean, once again, I'm just a game designer. I'm not anywhere near close. See, I don't want to meddle in your business, and I think I don't want to be stepping up, you know. But for what's worth, I guess it could be a good idea trying to. Okay, I'm liking this. What do you guys think? Looks cool, no? Super target in the 80s. Yeah, right? Kinda like it though. I forgot, what was the measure of this? 80 something? Ah, fuck. 8044? Was it? Hey Herb, so I thought you didn't come. Fuck no, I forgot the dimensions. Ah, fuck it. And this is gonna be here. And there's gonna be just a small part anyway. But I want to get the right dimensions. Okay. Stroke. There. Need to clean this shit up. Well, once again, my intention has always been good. I mean, I never attempted to step on something. And then again, I apologize if I said something out of line. So I apologize. It wasn't really my intention. But of course, I mean, you're a cool guy. You're one of my most loyal followers. I'm very good. So I believe that makes us very good friends. So I thought, well, my 2 cents might be doing something. But once again, if for some reason you feel I overstepped that, I really apologize. It wasn't my intention. I really didn't want to make you feel upset or something. But once again, I just can tell you for sure that my intention was not to overstep or say something that might, you know, put you out of the line. So I truly apologize. But I'm just telling you this a little bit from my experience, because I mean, I don't know for what's worth, right? But I mean, I live in a foreign place for several years. I live in China for so many years, and I understand moving out from one place to the other. I mean, even try myself several times to settle in a place, right? And failed, and it failed so many times. I mean, like, things didn't go as planned. So some ways, in the end, I happened to return to Mexico City once again before I moved to China, right? So once again, my intentions are not in a bad note, all the opposite. I mean, there was just a time after that that I said, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. It's time for me to really toughen up and stay and make the best of my life out of it, with or without any form of help. And so this is the situation. Nothing else. It's just that I also had an experience living like that, and you know, it's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice when you're starting over again. That things didn't go well. I mean, you make your own mistakes, of course. You make your own mistakes. You're not. I mean, yeah. You perhaps happen to you know, cut some ties with people, right? I mean, from the mistakes you made. But I mean, you can do only as much. I mean, you can apologize, you try to make up your mind, I mean, and keep going. But you cannot also, you know, well, I don't know. That depends on several people, right? To just quit and go back. There's a point that you just have to toughen up, even for your own self, even for your own, you know, as a way to improve your own time and trying to make it. And then, in the end, when the things are getting too rough or there's no other way, then yeah, it's the time to go home, right? Like what happened with me after. I mean, I still tried myself after I got expelled from China, when I overstayed only for 1 day. I only overstayed 1 day for my visa, and then all my life, as I knew it, was gone. I mean, I even left my dog, my job, you know, a lot of things. So I still had to start over again. And I, not in China, tried in Spain, it didn't go. But for some reason I said, okay, I guess it's not bad to return home. Now here I am. And then pandemic came over. So in the end, it wasn't a bad idea after all to come back, because when the friggin' pandemic went, I don't know what could have happened if you could have caught me in there, in China at that time. And as you remember, the pandemic in China started there, and it went hardcore. It was nasty. It was serious. So that's basically it. I mean, I didn't mean to say anything, but sometimes we just have to keep going. And if we are already somewhere else, we're in another city, in another country, in another space. I mean, you're already trying to sell in or something. Do your very best until you cannot do anything else anymore. Boom, then you can come back home. Once again, these are only my 2 cents. Anybody has different scopes of life and see several things, how to manage this, and everything is respectable. Everything is respectable, because we see things. I mean, there are different backgrounds, different situations. We cannot compare to each other, but at least we can try to change notes and see how things went by that time. You know what I mean? I'm not much for a therapist, but I still believe I am quite empathetic. A lot of people always trusted me with their problems, and I'm really happy to share my 2 cents, or give them some comfort, or to let them know that, you know what, yeah, I mean, at least I still can listen to you. I mean, I still can hear you. But rest assured that my intentions are never to be aggressive. Yeah, I dodged a big bullet. I don't know what could have happened, but China was getting too hot. It's kind of cute, this, isn't it? The bowling pin. I want to see if I can move it somewhere else. It looks kind of cute. Because it looks like a face, isn't it? Maybe just a little bit here. Because even the broken pins look like two arms. It looks like even two arms or... Ooh. I love it. It looks so cute. I like it. I like it. Let me save this before anything happens. Well, what made me move to China? It was 2003, right? Well, a little bit. I was just... I mean... It was the time of my life. I mean, I was still pretty young, but still, it was that change when you are becoming an adult, right? I mean, you're reaching out adulthood, and you start to see things from other eyes, and yeah, I mean, there's a point that you say like, what am I doing with my life, right? I mean, as I was mentioning before, I even tried myself to live in other states. I was trying to live in other states at that time, and I was feeling like that I was going nowhere. I mean, I was start teaching English. It was fine, but I wasn't doing great. I mean, I didn't feel myself I was doing great. I felt I was basically walking on quicksand, going nowhere. You know, and as I was living in other states, I tried other jobs in and there, blah blah blah. I kept failing, and then it came at that time. The social media were chat rooms. The social media of that time, it was chat rooms. So I was joining on a chat room called English Town, which is for... It was the school chat room for English First. I guess you guys know this, the English company, or the teaching English company. So I used to hang out there. That was my social media. We used to be talking with people from different parts of the world who were practicing English. Although, besides me practicing my own English, I was chilling, and of course, back in the day, I still tried to flirt. I still wanted to get myself some pee, right? I mean, that's what it is. But still, you know, I made really good friends from different corners of the world. Some friends, I still keep them on my current social media. We're still very good friends from different parts of the world. Germany, Korea, Japan, China. So, at that time, as I was mentioning, I started to meet a lot of people. And there was this woman, this Chinese girl, who we started, you know, clicking in and stuff. So she was just got married, and she was telling me that, yeah, she wasn't happy because it was a kind of like an arranged marriage, blah blah blah. You know what it is. Start to go this kind of tones, a little bit on the, you know, a little bit on the forbidden side. So like, nah. Give me a second. So in the end, but still we're flirting now, right? So we were still flirting, I was still talking, and well, for some other reasons, I mean, like something really casual, nothing really, no big deal, right? And but then she's like, "What do you actually do?" And I like, "Well, I'm English teacher. I mean, I teach English here. I mean, I teach business English to businessmen. I mean, like." Especially, you know, specialized business English. and also teach Spanish to foreigners. That's what I do. Ah, really? You know, I work in the education bureau of this area of China, and I know a lot of people who wants to. I mean, they want to hire foreign teachers. I mean, and some training centers are looking up for foreign teachers. Is that so? Yeah, sure. Wouldn't you like to try to live here? Like, are you fucking kidding me? No, sure. Let's give it a go. Why don't you try? I mean, I can give you the context, and I mean, you don't. Do you want to? Do you want to still live here? Like, you know what? Okay. So fuck it. In the end, she gave me the context. You know, with a training center, I got this very cute girl who was working as a manager of this company. They arranged a meeting and stuff. So yeah, I showed my experience, my background. I said, yeah, fine. We have this the salary, blah 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 blah, and then just decided to go. So there you go. That was my experience. I mean, I arrived there. It was fantastic. First, I arrived to Tokyo because it was my first stop, Japan. So you can imagine that I was ecstatic the very first time I was in Japan. I was like, my dream come true. Oh my god, it was the coolest experience of my life. Not gonna lie, it was fantastic. It was fantastic in all ways possible. And I met my friends, we had parties. We had a party one night because I had to fly the day after. So it was the very first time I had a party in Tokyo. So it was pretty Yakuza-like, I just can tell you. So yeah, we went to a izakaya, drinking sake, and then we went to a karaoke. Of course, there was no bakamitai. But it was a fantastic experience. So I met my friends. I told you that I met from English Town, and then I went to Hong Kong so I can get my visa, and there you go. And then I moved on to China. I still have a return ticket just in case, in case shit hits the fan. Nobody knows, but it didn't. So I only came back literally just for holidays home, because I know for sure they're gonna be fantastic, and I couldn't say it was the best thing I had in my life. It was fantastic because it was the big change from it was a different perspective of China back in the day. Everybody was thinking it was just like another rural place, full of pigs, in the streets, or chicken, blah blah blah, like sometimes how they picture all this. But it was the changes of the big cities, and I saw that change. I was a witness of that change, and it was fantastic. It was it was pretty cool. It was very, very cool. There you go. Yeah, I will be adding the flat screens. I will be putting the machinery. Yeah, I want to put a lot of details. But yeah, this is one of those signs, things that make it a little bit cooler, a little bit keeping on the 80. Funny enough that you were mentioning regarding the trash cans. Back in the day, yeah, there were trash cans back in the day. So yeah, that wasn't a problem. There was later on when you have to keep bring your garbage away and just put it away, and that's it. But yeah, it was a really great experience overall. So yeah, basically, I was led to go to China because I wanted some pussy. As weird as it sounds, that's what it was. I just wanted to have some pussy, and I did. I mean, in a way, yeah, of course. I mean, I always like Asian women, so that's not secret. But yeah, since then, life was good. I mean, I kept working. I got a big experience teaching. I start to love my job as much, and yeah, it was one of the greatest experience I had. So, well, that's how I went to China, and after that, it was 17 years. So 17 years I spent it there. And then I lived in Japan for a year. I went there when it was released, Tekken 5, by the way. So it was pretty cool. So it was pretty nice. So how does the neon look like? It looks cool. I might put something on like boom, something like that, you know, to make it look very cool and classy. I will put the screens, of course. I guess we made a very big update today. It's a very big update. It's looking cool. Ah, yeah, no, the resellers are awful, man. Really, resellers are fucking cancer. Yeah, fuck them resellers. Looks good, no? I guess we are going to the right direction. Want to get the right colors. I know right now looks gray and stuff, but I want to put a lot of neons so it start to look more bright, more cheerful. It's gonna look good. Let me change the song. King is good. Yeah, it's looking good, I guess. So if my employee is looking at this, probably he'll be happy to see the progress. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, man, this I gotta be put. I mean, I will give them the advice that if they try. I mean, if they put it, try to make them have all everything animated. It's gonna be looking hot. So with all the animations going on, so look like you know, very lively bowling alley. It's gonna look freaking hot. There you go. With a little bit of light. There we go. So this looks cool, I guess. Nice. Fuck me. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting more, a little more neons alongside, you know, like boom, like you know, strike shit like this, you know, like signs and stuff. But at least it's looking solid. The thing it was really giving me a lot of issues were this, the friggin' perspective. The perspective of this bit, oh my fucking goodness. It was the hardest bit. Yeah, so we're gonna be putting in the foreground here, gonna be putting screens, you know, the typical screens up here, here, you know, and then here at the foreground, also just bit of the balls, you know, where you get the balls. Right, maybe some seats and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be looking very lively. I personally like the idea, the concept of putting these lamps here. This little bulbs looks very cool, given very classy style. So it's gonna be looking cool. I think it's gonna be looking good. Right, so let's call it a night. I guess we worked a lot today. It was pretty good, a very good update. Finally be able to actually, you know, sit down and put some work. And also, not to mention, coming back live, because I know you guys were missing me, weren't you, punks? Of course you did. And of course I miss you a lot, guys. I really do. I really did. So I wanted to come back to do this, you know, after putting all these things from work behind and stuff. So yeah, so here we are. So I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in once again. I really appreciate you guys having here. It was good to share some things, you know, about private life and stuff, just talking, sharing a little bit, and also to have a small celebration for Rainy's birthday. My gosh, she's getting big. I can't believe it. He's turning 16. He's turning 16. Yeah, I will try to sign up as often as I can, and we can just keep, you know, doing some design, talking, chilling, keeping up this, right? So anyway, thank you all for coming in. Also, you're watching this as a recording. Well, thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned. We can keep working on this kind of stuff. And also, I'm gonna be doing something else, you know, on my side besides the work, because this is work. And I'm also gonna be doing some ideas. I want to keep working for all the previous concepts. I mean, the other things we still have on the back burner. So yeah, good night everybody, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next stream. In the meanwhile, take care, peace out bitches, love you.